Oh, hi. I was wondering how long we could get that going. Look, isn't a dahlia a remarkable thing? That is literally, we grew that from a bulb. But I say we grew it, we put it in the floor. It grew. It's like saying I had a baby. Oh, Paula Cork. Let me get a pen and we'll welcome you at the end. I'll mash up your name. Look at the size of that. Look at that. Whilst you look at that, I'm just going to get a pen. Just keep looking at that. Wow. 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 I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to go and find a pen. And that's going to talk to you. Here you go. 1 second. See if I can just leave this here. Amazing, isn't it, Angela? Here you go. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Oof. A little slug on it. Oh, it's a baby slug. We'll be with you in a minute. Right. Oh. How are we? Not as pretty as Nads, though, eh? Not as pretty as Nads. Let me just do that, a little bit of that. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday. Lots going on, which is why we're early. Lots of pink today. Yeah, pink top, look. King Shark, nom nom. Oh, hang on, let me write this down. Paula Cork. If you haven't, go and watch Wine O'Clock last night after this. There it is. Go and watch it now. NADIA was on top form. She's very funny, isn't she? She's very witty. What a great day, Tim. What a great day. What a great day. I still haven't had because I want to listen to the second half properly, so I'm sort of in that. I'm at that point. Welcome, Paula Cork. I'm rapidly approaching on that, Tim. I'm rapidly approaching my 17th sober birthday, which will be October 28th. It sort of sometimes floats between the 28th and the 27th, because the 28th was the first day I was sober, the 27th was the last day I was sober. And then on October, is that right? October 20th? Yeah, and then on October the 23rd was when me and Nads first kissed. And that, though it's not our wedding anniversary, will be 20 years. Flipping Nora. If you'd asked me 22 years ago, I'd have been with someone for 20 years. I'd have said, don't be so stupid. You old romantic, you. Oh, Alice Cooper, kids at school, dog sleeping, tea in hand, you on screen, perfect morning. Oh, you're so sweet. Angela Locke, thank you very much. Karen Oliver, bloody hot today in Perth, Western Australia. What time is it in Perth, Western Australia, Karen? Moira Instance, hello Mark, 33 degrees today, makes me happy, and Wine O'Clock, I laughed so hard. It was lovely, wasn't it? It really was lovely. Wendy Stewart, happy anniversary, thank you very much. Bobby Ward, thank you. Kate Dixon Ford, she's at Luce today. Courtney Garrett, just seen 43,000 people wrongly told their COVID test negative after being tested at one lab in Wolverhampton. What has been the point of virtually anything? 43,000. I just want to do a quick morning, Katie Hay in Toronto. Stuart G. Did it arrive? Has it arrived? Let me know, and we'll try and sort something out. Everyone else, I think, I think the only cards that haven't gone out are the winners from last week, and then there's one really old card. Oh, Emma, so tired today. Sweetie, you know, make it a you day. Make it a you day. Chill. You deserve it. Ali, coffee and, I read that, Ali P, not as coffee and tuck biscuits. You mean the cheesy biscuits? Coffee and tuck biscuits, I'm trying to work out if that goes. Remember the Tuck biscuits with the soft stuff in the middle? That was lovely. I thought you meant TUC, as in the trades unions, which is going to come up, actually. We're going to talk about unions in a minute. Okay, here's a question. We like questions. We like questions. So, who thinks, and think about this, don't just kind of, hit yes because you've thought it all along. Who thinks genuinely COVID is going to get worse this Christmas, or that this Christmas is going to get worse? Who thinks it's going to get worse? Who thinks it's going to be really bad? Does anyone think it's going to be really bad? Welcome, Paula Cork. Oh, Angela, your Wi-Fi is driving you nuts. Give it a refresh. Let's have a look. Yes, yes. Russ, you say yes, okay. Flu will be Den James. COVID with flu, get worse. Oh, Tim, definitely. Yes, unfortunately, Kyle. Trina Cotton, it better not. I'm planning on buying a fresh tree. Trina, God, if you can find any. I think they're all going to be stuck on a trailer, aren't they, in Felixstowe? Not bad with COVID, flu will be worse. Kathy Bell. Yes, but they will keep going. Did you hear the suggestion that this super cold, or this sort of constant, I've had 3 different coughs in 2 weeks. I've been ill in three different ways across 2 weeks. And they're starting to talk about, it is bad now actually, the NHS is creaking. Old Whitty was at some conference, wasn't he, for doctors and GPs, and he was saying, he said, this is what they always say, it's getting really bad, but it's not as bad as last year. I suppose they just have to keep on saying that, don't they? Chi-Chi, you're right, baby. Just 1 second, I'm just got to, come here, Chi-Chi. Hi guys. Oh, where have you all gone? Oh, no, you're here. Hi to anyone I've missed, April Hill. I don't know. Let me just have a quick drink from my mug of joy. Oh, it's all these incidental bits that you couldn't do on telly. Do you know what I mean? They'd be like, cut to camera 4, cut to camera 3, go to a VT, roll in VT. I used to studio direct. It was really good fun. Really good fun. Roll VT, come into camera 3, take camera 3, camera 2, camera 3, camera 2, camera 3, camera 2, camera 3, camera 1. Oh God, that hurt my head. Okay, so yeah, let's just interrogate this story, shall we? What are we looking at first? So, who thinks Christmas? Okay, so you think there's going to be a resurgence. Some of it's going to be flu, some of it's going to be COVID. Some people are calling it a twindemic. Some people are calling it a Twixdemic. I like Twix. I used to love Twix as a boy. I don't like it so much now. Happy birthday, James. It's your birthday. Oh, where are you? Let's see. Can't see you, James. Oh, James McBeer. Is it James McBeer? I think it is James. Is it James McBeer? Is it your birthday? It's the only James I can see. Happy birthday, James. Test and trace suspend operations after 43,000 negative tests are wrong. I mean, you've got to get one thing right. You've got to get one thing right. Happy 31st, James. One thing, and that's to make sure that your test gives an accurate result. How can you get that one thing right? Just saw some rather delightful news just there. Hang on, where's it gone? No. Had some good news, Anastasia Alexander, this week. I just found out I don't have cancer after 2 months of tests, so relieved. Oh, what a beautiful relief. Suddenly, probably today feels like, oh, doesn't it? So exploit that. It's funny when you have fear. I mean, one of the upsides of fear and anxiety is when you come out of it the other day. Creatorholic, I never got my results. Never got my results. What do you do? What do you do? We're being governed by a bunch of buffoons, says Gabrielle. Paul M2112, test and trace has always done more harm than good. I think you're probably right. Jill Lister, what a farce. I love your comments. I hope you notice that, I mean, Nadia can't read them, but it's vital that we read. I know we go off on a merry-go-round sometimes. Me and Nan did. Me and Nan decided to have a reminisce, and you just happened to be there last night. But Oh, okay, if you phone 111, they will chase COVID tests after 72 hours. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'll just write it down because I might not remember the number. Here we go. Look, I keep trying to get this story up, but it just won't come. Oh, that didn't come either. Let's just pull it up. Let's see if the story is here. It's about this 43,000. It's quite a dramatic story, isn't it? I reckon that's going to lead, that's probably going to lead the news stations, rolling news today. I'm having a problem with getting stuff up. COVID testing suspended after estimated 43,000 people given false negatives on PCR tests. Who thinks another variant, okay, I like these yes no's. Who thinks another variant is going to come that looks like that? No. Who thinks another variant is going to come? Seriously, does anyone think that? Oh, phone 119, not 111. I'm getting very confused now. Not really, it's one number, not really. Tim, no, Tim, slightly. Yes, yes. Oh, everyone's feeling a new. Oh, most definitely. Michelle Mead, probably. Please, no, definitely. Wow. Paul M2112, don't care. Fair enough, don't care. Strange not to care at all, though, isn't it? Don't you think? Variants are being too quiet. I've got a theory on this. I've got a theory that there are variants happening all the time and that the cold might be one of those, but the super cold might be one of those variants, but the government are now just not going to tell us. And it's not the government, but the scientists. It's like there's so many variants of the main Delta variant that it's just pointless telling us, because every time they tell us, we get depressed. Don't you think? Don't you think they just won't tell us anymore? I do worry that we're out essentially the backside of the worst of it. If something worse was to come along, because economies couldn't take the shock again, they're going to have to really manage the truth. Do you know what I mean? They'd have to really manage how they drip fed that news to us. So I've got this distinct sense, no proof, it's not a conspiracy theory, I've got no proof whatsoever, but I just have that feeling that there may well have been variants. We could be living with a new variant. Okay, less hostile perhaps, but more people are dying of flu, Gene McVicker. That's an interesting point. More people are dying of flu. Well, just on that point for a second, let's just think of that. More people are dying of flu. How do they know that the reason more people are dying isn't just about a sort of reduced resistance, you know, immunosuppressant resistance within us, but it's possibly a twist and turn in the, you know, because all colds and flus are a little bit, aren't they all of the COVID, on the COVID spectrum? But beside that, it's like if so many people do die because of something this Christmas, why is it any worse or less worse if it's flu or COVID? Do you know what I mean? It's weird that we have this sort of, I see it in the newspapers, sorry, you know, 60,000 will die of flu this Christmas. And so everyone's saying that, you know, over a coffee. Oh yeah, 60,000 are going to die of flu this year. A couple of years back, it was really bad. About 50,000 people died of flu, so that's quite normal. Why is that normal? And then the number of people who died from COVID is rightly so wrong and so awful. Do you get me? It's just weird. Why is it not just as bad that we're potentially heading into a flu season that so many people are going to die of? And if it's flu that's killing that many people, then flu is as much of a worry as COVID. And presumably it will put the same pressure on the NHS. Do you get me? It feels like it's all smoke and mirrors. Joe McKenna, where has the flu been hiding? I think it's been in Beckenham for a while. I've heard. I think it was hiding in Beckenham, behind a bush in Beckenham Park. Alice Cooper, I presume you're not the singer, do sometimes think this is a big human experiment. Don't deny COVID exists, but look at the human behaviour that's been demonstrated. Yeah, exactly. It's not to be a COVID denier, to just wonder. I hate to say it, guys. This government, but not just the government, the organisations within and beneath and behind the government, they trade in, it's like really bad sleight of hand. And because we're at cloak and dagger, that's a good analogy, you know, sleight of hand, but because we're all busy doing what it is we're doing, surviving, getting around it, we don't choose to interrogate it too much. Exactly, Faith. Each number is a family tragedy to that family. It strikes me as strange that we've gone from hysteria and worry and variant fear to everyone's gonna get the flu. And we're all getting super colds. We call it super colds. That's just not another name. And then going back to the original point that I'm trying to make, that if there was a variant, say they're sitting there now and Boris has been told, look, there's another variant, the Delta's gone this way, it's gone via Kent and it's landed in Sussex. It's going to be called the Sussex variant, Boris. And then he looks at it and goes, oh, how different is it? How different is it to the original Delta? From the Raj, India, Raj, Imperial. And then his doctor, Chris Whitty, will go, well, it's kind of going that way, which means that you're going to get a worse cold. It's not too dissimilar to the flu. And 60,000 people are going to die this Christmas. That's the same number of people that died last Christmas of COVID. Yeah, but if we call it the flu, it'll be all right. I don't know why, I just feel something like that is going on. I just don't entirely trust things, and I don't entirely trust that we're going to be told everything, even if a new variant comes along. Boris is the absolute master of gaslighting. We have seen the cock up. I'm desperately trying to get the cock up on... beg your pardon. Has anyone seen Bill Clinton has been taken into hospital? He's got some non-COVID infection or something. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it up on Sky News. That incredibly, impartial news station. They're not bad, actually. Oh, come on. None of my bloody apps are working. Here we go. Fire damage. No, it's still not making all of the. I just want to get to the bottom. It's based in. Is anyone here near Wolverhampton? Emma, are you near Wolverhampton? I know you're in the Midlands. Whilst my computer decides whether to. Boris is the master of bullshit. Don't say the Sussex variant. I live in Sussex, Tim. Anyone? Oh, you're near Wolves, Sarah Begley. Well, it's a testing station near Wolves. Can't for love or money get this news story up. So there we go. Andy Kirk and blood infection. Oh, is that what Clinton could have? Yeah. Oh, here we go. False negative results at Newbury Showground in Berkshire and Wolverhampton. Oh my God, here we go. This is going to be the next thing. People given the all clear after visiting a government-run COVID testing site are being urged to get rechecked. I thought this was the story in hand, Wolverhampton, but this is also in Berkshire. Are we looking at a really dodgy batch of testing kits? Feels like it. Doesn't it? It feels like it. So I'm just trying to see if I... let's try this one. This is terrible. Here we go. Good old reliable LBC. COVID testing at a private laboratory has been suspended after 43,000 people potentially got an incorrect negative PCR result, potentially. Sherry, I hope you haven't been to this place. The Health Security Agency said the investigation followed reports of people getting negative PCR results after testing positive using cheaper and quicker lateral flow devices. It stressed there were no technical issues with either kit. Well, what's the bloody story? It's thought that if you're given a wrong negative result, then there's something faulty, whether it be with the testing kit or the person doing the test. Does anyone know? Did you know that I love coffee? I really like coffee. I don't drink it after a certain time, though, because, of course, it aggravates mental health. It does. It really does. Cheap kits to save money. Of course it is. Okay, right. Oh, by the way, we're going to have a little BBC News quiz at the end. Get your pen and paper ready. Get your pen and paper ready. Wayne? You all right? Yeah? Good. Boris is on holiday, so he doesn't care. I'm not one for... Well, actually, if you're fans of the No Name Sunday show, you'll probably know that although I love The Observer and The Times at the weekend, I get my best news headlines from the Daily Star. And on the front of the Daily Star today, just ping it up online somewhere, they say that they found the Yeti, the abominable snowman. Torren Ilfer. That's a great name. Hi, Torren. Welcome. I will sing your name at the end. And it was and I went, oh my God, they found the Yeti. They found the abominable snowman. Toss, you all right? Do you want to go out? Whee! Oh, watch Chi Chi. She's got a cone on. Oh! Bless her. They're coned, they're donutted, they're everything. That's a Chinook. A friend of mine was in a Chinook when it took off and landed on its belly. Just 1 second. What was I just talking about? What was I just talking about? Remind me, I've completely gone blank. What was I talking about? Come on, someone tell me. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this stupid Dahlia. Boris, Yeti, thank you very much. Now, I've filmed in Oregon, and it's really cool because when you drive down some of the roads around Portland and Bend and all those places, funnily enough, the roads around Bend aren't that bendy. They have signs, they have proper street signs, like where it says, you know, sharp turn coming or bend coming, though there aren't many, as I just said. There are signs of Yetis, and they're like this. So imagine you've got a triangle, and they've got a Yeti going like this. I think I posted one on my Instagram like years and years ago. Why are they all wearing those fleece jackets? Because they have a rash, but they don't even know it's a rash. They have an itch that the vets are trying to get to the bottom of. So they're on antihistamines, immunosuppressants, and all sorts of things to try and resolve an itch they've got. And before you ask, no, we've gone through all of the flowers and all of the plants and all of that kind of stuff. The vets are entirely across it. So, yeah, it's frustrating for them. It's frustrating for us. Bobby, allergies, they keep scratching. Yeah, no, it's annoying. Ali, yes, Nads is. Katie, they're brilliant. Thank you very much. They're very good. Izzy is doing a new course, and Fleur is interestingly working on she's working as a COVID marshal. There you go. On a movie set. Isn't that exciting? My cockapoo has been so much more. Yeah, well, there's they want to remove the possibility that it's diet, so they're back on raw, or actually doggy hay fever, which apparently they've said has gone up this year. Once they've been removed, we're going to have to consider something else. Right, where were we? Yeti. So yeah, so Boris the Yeti. Just check out the front of the Daily Star. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. I have to say it's quite funny. COVID lab suspended. Yeah, absolutely. So it should be. Anyone know anyone who's an HGV driver? I know we've got a few people whose partners are HGV drivers. I think some people here were HGV drivers. Tim, were you an HGV driver? Anyone here? They don't get hay fever, dogs, but they can have allergies. They can have allergies. Yeah. A friend's partner, Holly Rocker. So you may have heard recently that there's allegedly an HGV driver shortage. I say allegedly because the Tories would have you think it's all absolutely tickety-boo. It's running as well as the Raj. Did you see, by the way, I thought this was just astonishing. Boris Johnson painting. He now fully thinks he's Churchill. Because I don't know if you know, Churchill was an amateur painter. I mean, I don't think they're very good at all as painting. I mean, he was competent, don't get me wrong. And amazing for a Prime Minister to be able to do a landscape. But, you know, he wasn't a fine art artist. But I think Boris genuinely thinks he's the new Churchill. He's standing there sort of... invertebrate jelly. Monkey glands. What's that? New variant. Yeah, just call it the flu. Bobby Jackson, you think Churchill was good? I don't like his paintings. They're a bit twee for me. His mother was an artist, Angela Locke. Now, that's not to say he can't be. But I do worry that he's trying to walk in step and walk and tread in Churchill's shoes. Very good point, Sarah Begley. If immigrants were taking all our jobs, why can't we fill them? There's a possibility, just as we think that things could be getting better, of the HGV driver unions. Unite, the UK's largest union, has threatened to launch the largest lorry drivers' strike since the winter of discontent in 1979. Hi, Angie Bayliss, Harrison Mundy. We love having you, darling. By balloting thousands of supermarket and delivery drivers on a mass workout. Union boss, what do you think of this, guys? But it's a tricky one, unions, isn't it? Because it's a little bit like, I mean, when I was at school, we were constantly going out on marches for the coal miners, for the teachers, and what have you. And I think every employee has the right, should have the right, to negotiate and have some protection and rights around their working conditions. Yeah, right? I mean, I think that's got to be a fundamental human right, surely. But then when you get to this point where unions can cause, real disruption, and this would, union bosses say the supply chain crisis has given lorry drivers the power to hold the country to ransom amid increasing fears that Christmas will be ruined. A spokesman for the Department for Transport accused unions of threatening to hold Christmas hostage. Now, I'm guessing, as it's suggested there, that it's a ripe moment, isn't it? If your sector is struggling, or if you're not happy with a part of your sector, or, the conditions for HGV drivers, as is being reported throughout the fuel crisis, is the worst here across Europe. It's the worst here across Europe. But what do you think about people striking? Do you think, is it a sense of, do they have the right to? Should they have the right to? How does it differ from the eco-mobs that, in a sense, are right in what they're saying, but perhaps are targeting the wrong people? To what extent do they have a right to protest or strike, but should they refrain, especially given the crisis we've gone through? Or is there no other time when they should strike? Because now is the time that's ripe, because they can really get their voice heard. Discuss. Bloody hell, just have another drink of water. I tell you why I think it's important. I tell you why it's important. It's their right, Tim. I think that's where I sit. I tell you why it's important, because I think workers' rights and unions are an important thing. It's an important thing that doesn't get discussed anymore. The word union, it's a bit like the term he's a lefty, or the loony left. We accept it in society as a way to just remove all possible thoughts of anything on that side of the political spectrum. There's a similar situation in Hollywood at the moment. It's called EATSE, the Institute of Technical Theatre or something. But lots of people who work on sets, film sets, sound stages in America, they're trying to renegotiate because, of course, their working days are so extraordinarily long. I mean, I have to say, every day you work on when we were making series of 12, 20 episodes, you didn't have a day off for about 6 months. And, when it's your company, you're kind of, right, okay, we've got to do what we can do. Everyone would work their set time, but, for me, you'd work every hour of every day. And so, a lot of people who aren't working on their own projects, if you like, they're employees in America, we could have the biggest strike in Hollywood history if that happens, and all films will grind to a halt. So, I think the term union has become a bit of a dirty word. But yeah, union. I used to be a union rep, tedious staff, Pauline Mulvey. See, I think we hear the word union and we think Arthur Scargill and we go yawn. But I think there's a lot more to it. So, you used to be a member of the TGWU, Tim. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, if the HGV drivers are going to go on strike, I think the best way round this is let's hear what their grievances and concerns are, and let's negotiate a deal as quickly as possible. That's what I say. That's what I think. Who saw that? God, Captain Kirk. Okay, we know Captain Kirk has been to space. Did anyone else feel for him when Jeff Bezos interrupted his quite philosophical speech about seeing the blue, seeing the black, da-da-da-da-da, and then he opened a bottle of champagne in the middle of what he was saying? Jeff Bezos, who looked like Ming the Merciless, standing alongside him. There is that feeling sometimes with Jeff Bezos that he's just there going, do you think? It was rude, wasn't it, Reem? Oh, I mean, I don't know about anyone else. I really wanted to hear what Captain Kirk thought of space, the final frontier. There's something to the young boy in me. There's just something so spectacularly brilliant, circular and poetic that Captain Kirk at the end of his life, goes into real space, not fictional space, live long and prosper and all that. Anyway, the Queen, well, the Queen's had a go at all the countries because she says she's irritated by world leaders because they talk but don't do. Slightly indirect because it's targeted at the the fact that all of the major countries, bar China, which is kind of important, don't you think? She wanted to make her opinion clear for the COP26 climate change conference in Glasgow. But let me just remind you, China aren't going. President Xi is not going. If I was Boris, I'd call up one of my mates and go, is there really much point in coming to this party if the main event ain't going to be there? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so the Queen, I think, is good. She's thrown the Green Queen. What do you think? What do you think? The Green Queen. Queenie, greeny, queenie. I think it's good that she's commenting on it. So she's kicked off indirectly, but Prince William has taken a direct assault. So let's picture this. Okay, guys, picture this for a minute. Captain Kirk flying the Starship Enterprise, and as I said to NADIA last night in 1 o'clock, there's always that moment, isn't there, when there'd be interference, they'd go through some kind of sort of debris, meteorite debris. Spot would be like, this is illogical, Captain. And then finally things would calm down and the screen would fizz and then in would come, usually someone that looks a bit like Jeff Bezos. But in fact, who comes through today? Prince William. Prince William appears going, you're wasting valuable resources flying into space. Now, I think we all think Prince William's got a point. It seems like, billionaires having a dick about on the edges of space. It's a distraction. But is it any different? Here's my question. Yes, it's a distraction. Yes, it's a reprehensible use of money that could be used to help solve poverty all over the planet and perhaps get everyone a vaccination. But is it any different to the ludicrous amount of money that stars in Hollywood make, and does it provide a distraction, and does it fire up our imagination, and is it a load of money that's being spent that we wouldn't see anyway? It's going to sit in Jeff Bezos' bank account. Discuss. It's a good one today, isn't it? I told you it would be. Guarantee, Prince William is so right. Jackie Velluno, no fuel shortage there then. Totally agree. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this ridiculously fun and kind of varied conversation. Maritza, is it? I can't see your... the reason I keep going up here and then down there is that my screen keeps going. Donna Maritza, I agree with William. I think a lot of people do. Oh, look, Reem, yeah, I was trying to hear what William Shatner was trying to say, and two space riders were making such a racket in the background with their wives. I wanted to hear his immediate... Yeah, I did too. Anastasia Alexander, I struggle with space travel. I know it's a waste of money, but it's so effing cool. That's exactly where I'm at, I think, if I'm honest. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm in exactly that place. Chelsea girl, no, it isn't. Also, football player costs. There's an argument that yes, it's wrong, yes, it's irrelevant, but actually, it's also something in a weird way aspirational for many. I mean, like NADIA, it leaves NADIA cold, the thought of space. But like our friend Lee, he'd like to go up to space. I'd like to go up to space. So I think for a lot of Hazel, I love space travel. I'd go up there in a heartbeat. Angela, a lot. I love anything about space travel and planets. So there could be an argument that this just sits alongside lots of other things where an inordinate amount of money is thrown at sort of essentially irrelevant things. Well, Prince William appears on the monitor. Turbulence. You must stop. And then William Shatner kicks back. Captain Kirk is arguing with Prince William. And so William Shatner has said, or Captain Kirk, he's a lovely, educated man, but he's got the wrong idea. Jesus Christ. He's playing him at his own game. He's a lovely Englishman. He's going to be King of England one day, Shatner told the Duke of Cambridge. He's a lovely, gentle, educated man, but he's got the wrong idea. He says it really is quite crucial to be focusing on this planet rather than giving up and head... Oh, no, sorry, that's what Prince William said. I was about to say. Without mentioning Bezos, William Shatner says, we need some of the world's greatest brains and minds fixed on trying to repair this planet, not trying to find the next place to go and live. He actually says it's a small step towards a future where we can stop using limited resources on this planet. What do you think of that? Discuss. Is that a fair or reasonable? Is that a fair or reasonable assessment? Are we looking at a future where we can essentially pillage other planets? Where there, you know, I mean, is it necessarily wrong to pillage the moon and planets where nothing lives? You know, mining on the moon is a very, very real interest. Anastasia, I'd rather see money spent on progressing our knowledge and technology than going into individuals' pockets. Oh, right, okay, I find it very convenient. It's only me that both the Queen and William have spoken out. I feel they've been nudged to do it by number 10. Torin Ilfa, if I've pronounced that right. Torin Ilfa, I hope I've got that right. Welcome, you're a new family guest. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos, in my opinion, have a duty to put their money into viable resources to help the world and help us fight climate change instead of flaunting it. I mean, I suppose what William Shatner's saying is this is an indirect and first baby step in part of that journey, but I think that's quite a huge corner in the road to turn, isn't it? That's a huge handbrake turn to kind of get that message out there, I think. But anyway, I just thought it was entertaining, the thought that, you know, essentially Captain Kirk is having a fight with Prince William. So there you go. Talking of ludicrous amounts of money on ludicrous things, second sale, Banksy, this broke last night, but Banksy, what gets me about this? I said I didn't know whether it was a particular work of his. Does anyone like Banksy? Is anyone a Banksy fan? I mean, don't get me wrong, the amount that this work has sold for isn't going to go to Banksy. And I think originally he wanted it, I don't even know, I think he gave the money to something else, didn't he? Or he did something with it. But the second, does anyone remember a Banksy that was in a auction house and then it self-destructed? Does anyone remember that? It was quite a cool stunt. You know, hoping to stick a finger up to the kind of mad art world. It was gobsmacking, wasn't it? When it happened, it was shredded, yeah. Well, believe it or not, and how not surprising is this? It's a little bit like if Marcel Duchamp did the urinal, if he pissed in the urinal, they'd have probably kept the wee, and that would be worth something. Well, the second sale of Banksy's shredded painting sold for $25.4 million. So it's shredded. It partially self-destructed at auction 3 years ago and has sold again for $25.4 million. So the act of destroying the artwork has made the destroyed artwork one of the most valuable artworks Banksy has made. It's getting weirder and weirder in this world. What do you think, guys? I promise you, we're getting to the news. I've got a rendezvous with someone later today of a musical disposition, haven't I? If you're watching, you know who you are. You know what? What do you think? What do you think of Banksy? You know what? I don't want to talk about. Christmas costs are set to soar. Sling your hook. What do you think, guys? Ridiculous. The mind boggles. Agree. Love it. Seriously, that's mental. I mean, there's something about it that I think is a bit punk. I love stuff that's punk and a bit rule breaking. But it is a weird world, Angela. It is a weird world. Yeah, Anastasia, if you're going to complain about money spent on space travel, you have to complain about millions thrown at a bit of canvas and paint. I mean, you're right. I mean, the numbers in terms of money and figures are incomparable. But you're right, relative to the ordinary punter on the road. Adele, okay, come on, let's talk about Adele. Let's get rid of the doctors. That's boring. Let's get rid of, oh no, that's weird. Adele. Who's an Adele fan? Come on, let's just talk about Adele. She's a local girl. She lived above one of the shops down the road somewhere. Yeah. And to give you some context. Oh look, here we go. Me. I have to say, I mean, it's not that I ever want to not like someone. I just often think I'm not gonna like someone, and then every time the girls put on any of Adele's songs, you're just kind of like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, she's good. I'd sit there driving and I'd be like, wanting to put my drum and bass on, and I'd be like, yeah, she's good, okay. So do you all like her? You all fancy? Is there any? Okay, well maybe this is the question. Is there anyone here who doesn't like Adele and thinks she's overrated? You can't say her voice is overrated. By the way, check out Home Time if you want to hear our own little Adele-ette, Maddie. I have to say, her song for her boyfriend was absolutely intimately lovely. I was very proud of her. I love her voice, Ellen says. I ain't a oh, Bev Berry, there you are. You ain't a fan. Okay, Reese, the video is shot by Xavier Dolan, who shot Adele's Hello music video, shot beautifully. Yeah, it's landed on YouTube, didn't it, at midnight, her new song. Her new song is called, she's Easy on Me, and as the Daily Mail reports, Adele fans have said she's made me want to get a divorce. So I think she sings a song about the way in which she sort of sold herself or essentially made huge sacrifices of not being her in order to be married, and that it was more important to be free. I mean, I think that's essentially the cut of its jib. But apparently it's encouraging. Lots of people are crying, lots of people are sort of wailing, and lots of people are being inspired to end their relationships by some of the interviewees that the Mail are talking to. It's gone down a storm, it's given them goosebumps. I get something when Justin Bieber sings a particular song in the car. The girls put it on every now and then, and my it's a totally sort of biological, anatomical response. There's a moment in the song, I can't remember what it was, but I'll find out what it was. And my goosebumps go through the roof. And we call them the Bieber bumps. Sarah Downs, she isn't the best vocalist, but at the same time she's brilliant. It's the whole package, her personality. Yeah, I agree. So is this song, I think this song is essentially going to work a little bit like Shirley Valentine did. I think you're going to see people filing for divorce left, right and centre going, I want a bit of that, please. Go easy on me. So go and check out Adele's new song. That's come out today. Quick one. Jaffa cakes. Who likes a Jaffa cake? Who likes a Jaffa cake? Do you like a Jaffa cake? It's very intense, just to share with you, because I can. Wow, it was an intense session yesterday. I was role-playing, shrinking and therapy on 8 occasions. Someone actually asked me to be their therapist. I said, I'm not qualified yet. Yes, love them. Everyone loves them. I remember as a child, because I had to have that tooth replaced, that's why it's odd and it's why I hate smiling. I had it knocked out when I was on a Dodgem car when I was a child, and it went skidding across the floor. I think that was in Whitley Bay, or maybe it was Margate, maybe it was Southend. And I bit into a Jaffa cake, and I took it away, and there was my tooth, my cap, my crown, whatever it was. Nope, don't like them. Elliot Gonzalez, neither do I. Even though Maddie and Kiki and Nadia are always kind of, how do you eat yours? You know, do you eat all around it? And then do you get the wibbly bit? But to me, the wibbly bit, when you've eaten all the chocolate around it, looks like a breast implant. Do you know what I mean? For a cosmetic breast implant. That's weird. Sarah, my brain is exhausted. Not over keen. Okay, well look, what do you think of this? PC, so he's a policeman, PC Chris Dwyer has been sacked from the police force because he took 2 packets of Jaffa cakes from a charity stall without paying the full price. Should he have been sacked? Should he have been sacked? Answers on a postcard. Hit the like button. Come on, hit the thumbs up. Come off the screen, hit the thumbs up. Come back in. Come on, guys. Mind you, many of you probably don't have a Gmail account. A bit OTT. Yes, no, oh, no. Why he so that then? Why do you do that then? Yeah, I don't know. No, for God's sake. Oh, that's interesting. It's a bit over the... I think sometimes you have to hear a story. Bring back capital punishment, Rebel Heart. Bloody hell. Jaffa cakes. The 51-year-old tried to change and embellish his story when quizzed. He paid just 10p for 2 packets of the snacks from Halifax Police Station's canteen instead of the correct amount of £1. It was taken to a misconduct trial and he was given an instant dismissal. Now, he shouldn't have done it, but I think you give him a warning, don't you? Surely. Did he have enough Jaffa? Surely, the misconduct trial had heard the confectionery stall set up in aid of a charity trip to Uganda sold crisps, chocolate and fizzy drinks priced at 50p each. PC, my God, this is being reported and talked about in court like it's an enormous crime. I mean, hang on a minute, guys. We've got women threatened on the street every second of the day, and we're dealing with a guy who's paid 10p for some Jaffa cakes. How many people and time has this taken up? Fucking hell, sorry, just going through it. PC Dwyer went to the tuck shop on 21st of January and after putting some money in the cash tin, removed 2 packets of Jaffa cakes, the panel heard. Okay, an abusive well, give him a warning. As a line manager, take him aside and say, pop the money in the tin, mate. Come on, Chris, pop the money in the tin. Slap on the wrist, don't do it again. The world's gone mad. The world's gone absolutely mad. You know how I like to sometimes show you stuff? Let me just make sure we're not got any of your addresses and stuff like that, cards. I just want to show you this. This is amazing. This is amazing. What's a giant sunfish, you ask? What is a giant sunfish, you ask? I'm going to show you what a giant sunfish is. Here we go. Here we go. See that? Look at that. It's an endangered fish called a giant sunfish, caught by, I think, Portuguese fishermen. Look at that. Have you ever heard of such a thing or seen such a thing? Look at the size. It was put back in. It was put back in alive because they are endangered. I can't work out which is its head and which is its bottom. It looks like a giant beetle. What's that hole on its head? Oh, God, what's that? Oh, what is that? Is that its eye or its mouth? Oh, it's its mouth. It's a curious thing, isn't it? How weird. Oh. Well, there you go. There you go. Right, I've got 5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left. That is a giant sunfish. I've never heard of a thing. Giant sunfish. The fish was first isolated in an underwater chamber attached to the boat before being lifted using a crane where it stayed for a few minutes while biologists took measurements. There you go. Quiz of the week. Do you want the quiz? Should we do it quickly? I've got to be done by 10. Should we do it quickly? Give us a yes, give us a no, or if you want to start off, just let us know. I don't mind. I've got to go. Yeah? Should we do it? I don't make up these questions, by the way. Sometimes they're really shit. So I ain't taking no responsibility for that, all right? Okay, well, let's crack on. Right, question 1. Addressing theoretical situations involving Princess Amalia of the Netherlands, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands said there should be no need for abdication by Princess Amalia should any heir to the throne wish to do what? So what wouldn't lead to an abdication? Marry a commoner, marry a same-sex partner, or work full-time away from the monarchy. Which of those 3 would you be allowed to do now as an incoming monarch, and you wouldn't run the risk of having to abdicate? Which of them? It was quite a big story, actually. The BBC have put it in a rather ugly and impenetrable way there. But yes, a lot of you saying same-sex partner. Yeah? Is that what we're going for? Or marry a commoner? I mean, could you imagine anyone sort of saying that? It would be amazing, wouldn't it? If someone said, yeah, you can't marry a commoner. Commoner? Oh, quite a few of you are saying commoner. Wow. Probably slightly more saying same-sex. It is same-sex, you're absolutely right. The cabinet or the government does not see that an heir to the throne or the king should abdicate if he or she would like to marry a partner of the same sex. Progress, eh? Progress. Oh, can't believe this. Just been talking about Jaffa cakes. Biscuits, we love biscuits, don't we, as a nation? Biscuits have been in the news. Let's not start the whole debate that me and Nigel Slater had about is a Jaffa cake a biscuit, because then it always turns to VAT. I don't understand. Biscuits have been in the news. A bakery in Leeds said it had stopped producing its best-selling variety after one of the ingredients fell foul of UK regulations. But which were they? Which of these has a bakery in Leeds stopped producing? Jaffa cakes, raspberry glazed donut cookies, or star biscuits? Shanster Migmon says sprinkles. Not an option there, I'm afraid. Sprinkles. What are we going for? Jaffa cakes, raspberry glaze, donut cookies, or star biscuits? Sprinkles. Why is everyone saying sprinkles? What are sprinkles? It's not one of the choices. Jaffa cakes, maybe they're called sprinkles rather. Which one? Star biscuits, donut. Is a donut a biscuit? No, it's a donut cookie. It's the sprinkles on the donuts. Oh, so when you say sprinkles, you're saying donut cookies. Should we go for the donut cookies? You're right. I see why you're called sprinkles now. It's because I haven't stopped talking. It's quite hard, you know, to keep talking. Sometimes Nadia says, oh, I've been on loose and I've spoke for 3 minutes. Imagine if I spoke for 3 minutes. It'd be very quiet, wouldn't it? It was the raspberry glazed donut cookies which contained a banned food colouring in the sprinkles. Well done, guys. It was the sprinkles. So when you said sprinkles, you actually meant the sprinkles. Doctors, question 3. How you doing, guys? Who's got 2 out of 2? Got to go quick, got 8 minutes. Who's got 2 out of 2? Anyway, let's crack on. Doctors were alerted to the TikTok trend of dry scooping, videos of which have attracted millions of likes. But what does dry scooping involve? Eating neat powdered supplements before a workout, removing a contraceptive intrauterine device, IUD, without medical help, scooping hair in a fist and yanking so the scalp makes a popping sound. So that essentially means you're pulling your scalp so fast from your head, you leave a little gap between scalp and skull. Well, that's a horrendous thought. Now, if it's the protein shake, if it's eating neat powder supplements, I want to know who at the BBC thought of the other two, because they're incredibly deranged. First one, I hope it's not the scalp. Oh, thank God for that. Who thought of scooping hair in a fist and yanking so the scalp makes a popping sound? That's so horrible. As is the IUD one. Yeah, it's eating the nutritional supplements rather than diluting them in the water as recommended by manufacturers. Question 4 of 7. Keep a list. I want you to keep a list of how you're doing. A US Navy engineer and his wife were charged with trying to sell nuclear secrets, but in which of the following are they not accused? In which of the following are they not accused of handing over an SD card? So a US Navy engineer and his wife were charged with trying to sell nuclear secrets, but in which of the following are they not accused of handing over an SD card? A packet of chewing gum, a peanut butter sandwich, or a pizza box? I don't know why they couldn't ask us what had they handed it over in. Oh, it is a TikTok thing, the scalp thing. Oh, God. So did they not hand it over in a packet of chewing gum, a peanut butter sandwich, or a pizza box? Once again, the BBC, you go a bit backwards in asking a question. Why not ask, what did they hand it over in? So it's a double negative, isn't it, in a way? Okay, peanut butter. No, they didn't. There's no suggestion a pizza box was involved, so it's pizza box. It claims the couple tried to sell nuclear submarine design data hidden in a peanut butter sandwich. Why not ask us what did they sell it in? Send it in. So it looks like it was a peanut butter sandwich. Anyway, sorry, it's my B for the B. Question 5. The fabled history of Air India was recounted after the airline was sold back to its founders, but which is not true of its maiden flight in October 1932? Which of these 3 is not true about Air India's first flight? A bird flew into the cockpit and had to be killed. A bullock cart was used to ferry the fuel during a refueling stop. A chicken drumstick thrown out by a pilot landed in a passenger's lap. Which of those is not true? Which of those is not true? Drumstick. Not true. Okay, bird flew into cockpit. Oh, lots of you saying drumsticks. I'm only moving fast because I've got to be gone by 10. A chicken drumstick. A chicken drumstick. Just well done, guys. Chicken drumstick. God, you got it right. No chicken bone hit a passenger, at least not on the maiden flight. Wow, so a bird flew into the cockpit and had to be killed. Imagine that, wrestling a bird in the cockpit. Okay, pushing on. How you doing? Has anyone got them all right so far? Say yes. But if you say yes, you might miss this. Number 6, California Governor Gavin Newsom made headlines this week, having signed off laws to ban a variety of practices. But which of the following will not be outlawed? Why do they keep doing this not thing? So which of these is Gavin Newsom not outlawing. Boys and girls sections in toy shops. Removing a condom without consent during sex. The sale of petrol-powered lawnmowers. Oh my God. Someone answering Star Biscuits there. That would be as good an answer here, wouldn't it? The boys and girls thing. Boys and girls sections in toy shops. Correct. I think you're following this quiz, if I'm honest. Removing a condom without consent. Oh, it says here, removing a condom without consent, known as stealthing. Oh my God. Am I a little bit innocent? Was added to the state's civil definition of sexual battery. I mean, that's good, but I can't believe people do that. Final question. Speaking ahead of the UN's climate change conference, the Prince of Wales told BBC News he had tried to reduce his energy consumption. What did he say his decades-old Aston Martin ran on? So what does Prince Charles's Aston Martin run on? Cheese and wine, hydrogen, or waste fast food oil? So has Prince Charles been down Morley's and said, can I have the oil that you've cooked that chicken in? Because I want to chuck it in my Aston Martin. It's run on cabbage, Pauline Mulvey. Can I just say, Paula Cork and Torrin Ilfer, I'm going to hold your names back for Nadia to sing tomorrow, because I think you'd much prefer it if she sings. And then you can use it as a ringtone. I don't know why I'm being serious, because it's ghastly when she sings your name. Oil, oil, oil. Someone says cheese and wine. Do you know what? I was drawn to cheese and wine, but we'll go waste food oil. What's that right? I know some of it, cheese and... Let's go cheese and wine. It's right. I'd have said oil as well, but I thought, no, cheese and wine it could be. It's surplus English white wine and whey from the cheese business. So it's not literally pour in the dregs, chuck in the brie that my mum didn't eat, Queenie didn't eat last night. There you go. There you go, guys. I'm going to scoot. Got to send a Zoom link. Lots of love. Don't know what's landing later, if anything's landing. There might be some trailers or something, but it's a busy day, so I'm not too sure what's landing. Go and check out Home Time. It's great fun. It's great fun. And it's really moving too. Bye, guys.